Hello and welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John, where in each episode we'll stroll down the Macintosh memory lane. We'll discuss older Macintosh computers, collecting all things related to the Mac and Apple computer, and current topics from the perspective that only a couple of old Mac fans can provide.
All right. Good evening, John.
Good evening, James.
I'm a little nervous today.
How so?
Because I told you earlier, I pulled the trigger on what are we calling this latest thing?
Sonoma
OS 14. And of course, whenever you do that, you're taking a huge risk with everything you have set up, your third-party apps and everything I've got.
Right, yeah.
Hijack audio, record, all these things going on. And so far, so good.
Good. Nice when you get a uneventful update.
Kudos to Rogue Amoeba for their amazing set of tools and making sure it was Sonoma compatible. I don't know when they made it. It may have been yesterday, but assuming they were ready when the Sonoma debuted, whenever that was.
Scarlett, Joe, Wright, hello. Yeah, we should, Rogue Amoeba, they've been around for quite a while now.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff. And fortunately, I don't know if any of their apps got Steved over the years, but they must have some history of that, as it comes or not Steved,
Sure.
Is not the right word. Steved is when you get your project
all of a sudden
canceled.
features of
word?
Okay.
There's a word where all of a sudden Apple includes some new feature in the OS, and then your great third party software just disappears because it's now built in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's ever happened to that.
I think I thought Steve worked for that.
No, Steve was when he came back and he started,
okay.
Like the quick take cameras, Newton or whatever,
Scarlett says Sherlocked.
Sherlocked. Yes. Well, that was did that become a verb? I know Sherlock was like the most famous example of that.
Yeah.
Can anybody remember what the program was that Sherlock took the place of? I don't remember. Somebody needs to come up with that.
Scarlett,
the perfect example. We don't even remember what it was because, even Sherlock got Sherlocked, right? I mean, Sherlock that wasn't even a standalone app anymore, right? It became essentially Google Sherlock, I think. I don't know. And then of course Spotlight did some of the other stuff for it.
There you go.
All right. That's a good show topic. Sherlock.
Oh yeah. Things that got that would be
Sherlock specifically. All right, let's record for real. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 668 or 9. I think I got that wrong. I think it's 9. 669 for December 4th, 2023. Good evening, John.
Good evening, James.
Yeah, I guess I didn't update my notes. We are at 669. We are nearly 18 years from when we began this whole thing.
That's right. We're that close. 2 weeks.
2 weeks from today.
From now. Mm-hmm.
We'll celebrate 18. What is 18? I know, like.
What anniversary is that?
What anniversary? In computer terms.
You keep talking. I'll look it up.
Yeah, I know. 10 is silicon. Yeah, I don't know what it would be. But we'll probably, recall the early days.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks.
Okay, so you've got either porcelain. Looks like it's porcelain.
Porcelain, okay.
Porcelain, yeah.
Our porcelain anniversary. But
that's
today, we're not going to look back 18 years. We're going to look back 20 years.
20 years, right?
To 2003 in Mac Addict magazine. So, an episode or an issue of Mechanic before we started recording.
Though it's getting pretty darn close.
Yeah.
We are
Start
going to lap
overlapping
ourselves. We're going to, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got that. Of course, we got eBay finds, and we'll be back with those right after this. Okay.
You know, we
Let's
should,
see.
we,
Yeah.
all right.
We should what?
Let's see. I was just saying we should skip a week so our 700th episode coincides with our 18th anniversary.
It just rolls
we
off the
already-
tongue better.
We already have something lined up for next week, don't we?
Not 700. We're not gonna. We just skip to 700. It'd be 670.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Nope, 700. We're just going to
Just-
go right there.
You should skip 31 episodes. We'll just go right to
Yeah.
700. Why-
Yeah, just
Stop
that's what
fooling
you get
around.
for thinking linearly. Come on.
All
All
right. All right. Here we go. Yes. Right says we will be legal. That's right. What does the podcast get to do? I guess we get to drink on air.
Wait, no, I thought
that's
drinking
21.
would be 21.
Well,
Yeah.
depends what country we're in.
Well, that is true. Yeah, Wisconsin,
we-
it was 18 until.
Oh, really?
Quite a bit.
What do we
longer.
get to do? We get to vote, I think, and serve our country or something. I don't know what the podcast will get to do with 18. I don't remember. It's so long ago. Okay. We need to do some eBay finds. Stop messing around. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Time now for the eBay finds. Last week we had the extra rare Apple computer, the first 10 years of Macintosh poster. A awesome bit of history here, summarizing 10 years of Macintosh with the products that were released then, and then little short articles with pictures of historical events through that time. I don't have one of these. I've never seen one of these before. I wish I had a beautiful digital copy of this, but
Absolutely, yeah.
I offered them a lowball offer because they wanted $559 was the buy now. I think I offered a couple $100. I did not get that accepted.
Go figure.
So I will make a new offer
Right. Oh, okay.
right here. You've heard it. 205. Okay. That's probably going to push it over the edge.
That's it. They've been waiting just
Um,
for. They're like anything over
Yeah.
200.
Yeah.
We'll go. Right.
Okay. The offer is in. We'll see what happens. Okay. And we also had, oh, yes, the Apple II Plus motherboard in the service
Brand new
box.
in the box. Yeah.
Well, I assume it's
pristine.
new. I don't, and they tested it too.
That
don't
is
have
true.
any
Yeah. But
Evidence
holy
of that
cow.
doing? No. Buy it now, $499.99, or you can make an offer. It's still available. And then what looks like a hostage photo of a Quadra 950. This one ended after 10 bids for how much? How much would you think? A 950 with keyboard and working condition.
300?
345. You were close.
345, wow.
345. Without going over, you win it. So there you go. All right. This week we will start with this. I'm a sucker for a great 6-color Apple logo sign, and there's actually by the seller 2 of these. One
Oh,
with a buy it
wow.
now, and one that's bidding. And I actually threw a bid in on the other one. So
Aha.
stay away from the other one. I'm not going to forget I said anything about the other one. This is the only one. $495 what they want for this dealer sign. And the description says it's from it says this vintage early, late 1980s. I don't know. What is early, late? Is that like late, middle? I don't know. Early, late 1980s Macintosh Apple computer 3D sign. Is a must-have for any Apple enthusiast. It's a very rare sign, and I can attest to that because I've never seen exactly one like this.
Yep.
100% original condition. The front of the sign looks great. The colors are bright and vibrant. Measures 16 inches wide and 16 inches tall, made from a thick, durable plastic. The apple portion is 3D, and the whole sign is super shiny. There is a strategic. Yes.
Am I right in thinking that? So looking at there's a kind of a nice side view, and so it looks like each color is it's its own separate piece of plastic.
Yes.
So I'm thinking that color is through and through the plastic. So it's not painted, which would be why these colors are still so vibrant after all these years.
Right.
That is a very, very nice looking sign.
Very nice.
I like the bevel effect from the plastic also, because it's kind of rounded on the very edges. Very reminiscent of the badges on your Apple equipment. You know what I mean? You know, the little color, 6 color, that the metal. Yeah. That nice and vibrant. Does this one have some... Okay, I was going to say, does this one have some marks on the front? But no, that's just a slight reflection of the person who's taking the photo.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
So
it looks pretty flawless.
Yeah.
And it says all money from the sale will be donated to charity. So
interesting. Oh.
It says they help find forever homes for neglected and abandoned dogs. So, okay, well, I'm not sure we can verify that claim, but I guess we'll take their word for it. So again, this one's buy it now.
What they're not telling you is when you get this, you actually are getting a dog with it.
Well,
it's going to
what a good
be
deal.
just on your porch. There's going to be a dog with this in his mouth, and yes.
Well, they want to buy it now, $495, or you can make an offer, or there may or may not be a second one that's a true offer. So. All right. Moving on. What do we got?
Moving on. All right. Next up, we have a vintage Macintosh Apple Team jacket, 1990. You can just smell the nylon on this thing. Let's see what we've got here. So this was Macintosh 2 CX/CI Team, 1990. So we got a black jacket here with that on the front with a kind of a little graphic outline of one of the Macs in question. This particular jacket is 2XL in size. That might actually fit me. And what can we say? No 6-color Apple logo anywhere, alas.
No.
But this would have been made for, I'm guessing, that team. Very, very reasonable buy it now price of $89.99. Yes, $899.
Well, is that reasonable for you, John?
Very reasonable. It comes with the computers. No, just okay. It does not come with the computers. It's just the jacket. It is like I said, it's like a black nylon jacket, $89.99. Buy it now. There is a make an offer even. Holy cow. This is coming out of Elk Grove, California. And that's pretty much it. It just pre-owned, comes in fair condition, tag size 2XL. Measurements are 26.5 by 26.5. Has peeling on collar under the fur lining. Will be shipped with care. No refunds once delivered for 48 hours. There you go.
There you go. Yeah, these items that were made obviously for the internal team.
Yeah, who knew who wore this, right? Who's
yeah. And so, I can't imagine there were very many made and how many survived.
Right.
Never seen this. It's just like these oddball things that exist. A lot of what we haven't seen in a while is a lot of these internally made T-shirts. That was always a big thing at Apple.
Right.
Every
team,
product, every thing, would have
events, maybe
events. They would make. That was the thing. They would make T-shirts. I have a book that chronicles the whole history of those T-shirts.
Nice.
Not jackets. I don't know many of these jackets. That that was a next level of team item. Right, is to make a jacket for yourself. So cool. All right, let's
Ooh, I'm really excited about this
move
last
on
one.
to this. We've talked about. I may have even done an episode.
We did.
Mac Charlie by Dana Communications.
But I have to say, this is the
Mhm.
first one I think I've run across that is the Mac Charlie, but it also comes with the compact Mac
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
the bits and pieces. The keyboard, kind of what would you call that?
It's like a
Overlay, actual
docking station
3D
almost.
that snaps over your
Yeah.
your Mac keyboard to give you the numerical pad and function keys, which is
Well, let
pretty
me read a
cool.
little bit from the description if you're not
Yeah,
familiar with the
please.
Mac Charlie. It says, you have a chance to acquire one of the most rare and unique Mac computers ever created. The Mac Charlie was a hybrid built in 1985 that allowed users to run DOS software for their IBM PC by clipping the Mac Charlie onto a Macintosh, an early attempt at PC and Mac compatibility. There were not many of these made and fewer survived. It says a package with just the computers, no manual or documentation, went up for auction recently and sold for $1,625. And there's a reference to the auction. So yes, this one does come with the Macintosh 512K and the keyboard. Has the user manual, has the software, both power on. It says one of the Mac Charlie disk drives begins to smoke when powered on, so I shut it down immediately. You will need to do
Well,
some
that's
repair if you want these to be fully functional.
oh my goodness, smoking is
So
bad for you.
one of the drives.
One
So
of
he
the
powered, so
drives.
the whole thing, obviously power was applied to the whole Mac Charlie subsystem there. So um yeah, you couldn't use it at all. If you need to remedy that, maybe just who knows what's going on there, but
Sure.
I'm sure you could find the culprit if you open up that case. Um yeah, the 512 looks in good shape. You can see it booting there. You can see the
Hmm.
box copy that has the Mac Charlie software with a copy of looks like a licensed copy of Mac DOS, or excuse me, Mac DOS, MS DOS along with it. Got all the
Interesting.
documentation, the floppies. Let's look at the back there. All the ports shown. Really good shape otherwise. Besides the
So the
catching on
one thing that
fire, it's looks
I'm
in good
kind of
shape.
interesting, I'm trying to. I don't see
Yeah.
any of the cables that connect
Oh
the
yeah.
one to the other.
Well, not in those pictures. I
Yeah.
think
Well, I was
maybe
just saying
they're
none of the pictures that are on there, so that's a little concerning.
well, they must have plugged in cables at some point because the thing is turned on and you can see the Mac.
Well, you can well, yeah, but all you can. What I'm saying is all you're
Mhm.
seeing though is the fact that it needs a floppy disk to boot. All you're seeing is the
Yeah, so they plugged the power cable in. What I'm saying is if they plugged any cables in,
no. What
maybe
I'm
they
saying is the cables
yeah,
to connect
I understand.
the Mac
Yeah.
chart. Okay, yeah,
I guess what I'm saying is it's possible they have the cables and did not have them for the
just not
photo.
show them. Yeah.
Um, but that
All right.
would be a good thing to ask, because I
Yeah.
don't see it doesn't spell out, doesn't itemize the cables on the listing of what you're going to receive.
Yeah. Because I'm
Um,
not exactly sure how this connected. I see two what look like two serial ports on the back. I
yeah,
see.
some kind of
Yeah.
parallel something or other. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it'd be essential to get any kind of specialty cables.
Sure.
Well, what are they asking for this? Looks like the starting bid is $1,495, which they're including
Which
shipping from
is
Hawaii
Hawaii. Yeah, that's the other thing that's a little disconcerting is
because that's
free
go by
shipping
boat.
from Hawaii for this thing.
Hmm,
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, um,
I
what
think
else
this
can
is
we
still
say?
going to go for. I mean, this is I think a very reasonable price
Yeah,
for this.
yeah, but it's the non-operating, right? That's kind of scary. You'd
Right.
hope it's
Yeah.
an easy fix, but you just don't know. So there's a
Sure thing. Yeah.
little bit of risk there. Okay, well, we'll find out next week. Yeah, I don't see any. Oh, it ends in 5 days, so we will find out next week.
Oh, there you go.
All
So, kind
right.
of looking at the other stuff they're selling is they are
Yeah.
definitely not computer sellers. It
Oh,
looks like thrift store stuff. It's a mishmash of
yeah.
things. That's actually the only computer thing I've seen on here so far. So, um,
Okay.
yeah. Anyway.
Anyway. All right. We're going to move on. We're going to read from the book of Macadic. And we ready to go? We got to catch up
I'm
on
ready.
timeline.
Let's do it.
All right. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. We're going to go back in time 20 years, courtesy of archive.org, where they've got all the back issues of Macadic, Macworld. They have Mac User there? I think we had to go elsewhere for Mac User. I can't remember if Mac User's there yet.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Macadic, they even have the images of the DVDs, right?
Yeah, they've got ISOs of everything, which is pretty darn awesome.
Well, in this issue, this is December 2003. It's their Ultimate Holiday Gift Guide. We picked the 96 best gifts for your Mac and PC friends. And I thought since we gave our gift list last week, that'd be fun to look at their gift list or gift guide from 20 years ago and see if any of those things would be nice to have today, whether because they're collectible because they're 20-year-old retro, or whether they're would be, just great to have. So we'll take a look at that, but we'll look at other things. We're going to start. I think we're going to start with an advertisement. Do I have that right? I think so. On page 14.
I believe so.
The circle is complete. Look at that. Halo,
yes.
Now, John and I had to refresh our memories because, Halo almost didn't make it to the Mac.
Yeah. Right.
Developed by Bungie. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, we had to look it up because I couldn't remember the timeline as to when Bungie was bought by Microsoft. So it turns out it was 2001 was when the original Xbox came out. So Halo didn't come out for the PC and the Mac until 2003. So.
Yeah, I had it seared in my mind because, of course, Bungie was, a legendary game developer for Mac.
For the Mac,
they were
right?
They were working on this Halo project, and it was going to be like the greatest thing. And this was a time when, Apple was trying to get gaming going on the Mac, and Halo was going to be like the savior for Macintosh gaming. And then Microsoft bought it, and then they were like, okay, we're going to do a special release. We're going to do an exclusive release just for Xbox right now. And that's what I remember. That's what I just remember. That's it. It's over. No Halo.
Yeah.
And then it came out a couple of years later, and by then I had already, moved on. I think I owned an Xbox by then. I think I finally.
Yeah. I had an Xbox. Just basically, I bought it mostly just to play Halo. Yeah.
But I guess I did play it eventually on Macintosh after it was published by Microsoft. Would be fun to pull up on a Mac, especially networked, right?
Yeah, I think we need to do a Halo LAN party on the Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over on page, I guess it's 20 in the magazine. It says overheard at Apple Lore, ex-Apple employees, that is, gather and gossip. And on September 13th, more than 1,000 Apple devotees and ex-employees gathered in the Mountain View, California Computer History Museum at an event dubbed Apple Lore. While reliving the old days, here's what a few luminaries had to say. And so there's some quotes from Steve Capps, former Apple COO Del Yoakum, and former CEO John Scully. And I'm thinking, boy, this is 20 years ago, and they had this Apple Lore. I wonder, they don't have it. I don't remember Apple Lore in recent memory, right? Not since.
No, not at all.
It's almost like they did it once.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there have been some get-togethers, but I don't think they were like this kind of organized event-wise. It would just be like you got to go to, kind of an Apple event with some of the employees.
That was a Macintosh reunion.
Right. Yeah.
Organized by the guys behind Welcome to Macintosh, the documentary. Oh no, wait a minute. No. Actually, who did No, that it was. Yeah, the was it the 25th anniversary? Or 30th?
There was one that you got to go to that Woz
I
was
did.
at.
Yeah.
Didn't you? Right. Okay.
No. He wasn't. He didn't come to that, or did he?
Okay.
I don't think he did. It was in a theater downtown. But anyway, yeah, Apple Lore. They had this event. I don't think they've had it since. Great idea, but I'll read you a quote. It says, Apple fellow and former Microsoft software architect Steve Capps on the difference between Apple and Microsoft products. See, I didn't know Steve Capps actually worked at Microsoft too. So he can say this. He can say, I can tell you exactly why Apple products come out so good and Microsoft products come out so bad. At Apple, nobody sits down and says, this is what we're going to ship. The product is the God to which we all pray. At Microsoft, the schedule and the plans are the God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's all about when, as opposed to this product is ready to ship. So yeah.
And Steve Capps is pictured in this photo wearing an original Picasso Mac team t-shirt. We're talking about the custom t-shirts,
right.
The old baseball style, with the contrasting color and sleeves
and collar.
That's great. I need one of those shirts. Hopefully, maybe somebody on Etsy makes one like that. That would be great. Okay. Let's go to page 36. This is where the holiday gadget guide begins. And they have a section for the Mac Addict. So you've got an external hard drive, a Microsoft mouse. Oh my goodness. A Belkin mouse. Some speakers, a scanner, software. Anything in there? Oh, well, they do have Splurge down there.
Oh yeah, I like the Splurge and Scrooge. I do like how each page has a
Scrooge for the Scrooge gift. The Radio Shack multicolor wire wraps for $2.99 from RadioShack.com. Okay. And then for the budding videographers, the next section. I'm not sure there's anything in there you'd want today, except maybe, they got Final Cut. Maybe the latest version of Final Cut would be nice. A lot of this stuff has been way superseded by.
Oh yeah, yes.
By heck, your phone can do most of this stuff.
Well, I mean, on the first page, under their Splurge, they have G5.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that here in a bit.
Okay,
that's why you have it behind you.
That is, yeah.
The next page has for the truly mobile. Oh, how about a Palm Tungsten T3? Oh yes, the days of the
color one, computer. Yeah.
Now this is, gosh, wow. Okay, yeah.
I didn't remember that Palm made a camera.
I don't remember that either. They show a Palm 1.3 megapixel camera, which slips onto your Tungsten model's SD card slot. And look at that.
I don't even see a picture of it.
Palm stuff in here. A wireless keyboard. A lot of Palm accessories, and that I wonder, it was Tungsten. Was that one of the last ones? Might have been.
Might have been. Yeah. I don't think they did color ones very long.
The next section is for the music lover. Gosh, anything interesting in there? How about adapting? My goodness, I'm trying to see. There's some noise canceling headphones. You can still use those today.
Sure.
Some wireless speaker system. There's things in here that would still fly.
Maybe if you, I like the Belkin mobile cassette adapter. I used one of those for quite some time.
Oh yeah.
So I could listen to my original shuffle in my car. Yep.
And that was it. That wasn't much of a holiday guide.
I think we did better on our show. So there's certainly more fun stuff.
All right. Well, did I get the right page? Here we go. page 50. Yeah, so 20 years ago, the dual 2 gigahertz PowerMac G5 came out, which is what you have behind you.
Yes, and this is one of the few Macs that I have that I bought new. I had upgraded from my blue and white G3 to this, the dual 2 gigahertz.
Skipped a whole generation.
Skipped a
Skipped the
whole
G4s right
generation.
over.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It was an amazing upgrade, I have to say, from my 300 megahertz G3
At an amazing
to
expense.
this. Yes. Yes.
So about a year or so afterwards, I would get the dual 2.5 gig PowerMac G5, which I still have. And thank goodness I don't think it's leaking yet. If it did, it all dried up. I don't know. Yeah. So that was a beast of a computer, which
gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
Which, what's better than one of these? Why 1100?
Oh, 1,100 of them. Yes. Yes. All right.
Yeah.
Let me,
so back then, Virginia Tech took on the task. They wanted to build a supercomputer, a bunch of networked PowerMac G5s in massive racks. 1,100 of them.
You ready for me to play
yeah,
this?
go ahead.
Or?
Just play a little bit of it. Just they give a little tour. So there it is, December 2003. And here from this is all on YouTube. You get a little video here. Looking around. Oh my gosh, the expense that went into this. It'd be cool to kind of do a little history of this and find out, because you said later they started replacing them with X5
Xserves. Yeah.
Xserves.
Which you can also find pictures of online. But yeah, can you imagine the noise and the heat in this room?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It is so this is I will go ahead and make sure to include this link in the show notes here. So you can check out the rest of the video at some point. It shows them setting everything up. It's a fantastic video. It's a few minutes long, but definitely worth checking out. Watching them.
I'd love to know what became of this lab. Like, what the trajectory was. Did they eventually wind up with Mac Minis? Which a lot of server farms was doing, or does it even exist? And then what happened to those old computers? I mean, what do you do after you start upgrading? Give them to the
give them away, right, to the students or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, and let's see. You wanted to go to page 70 to talk about DVD regions. Do I have that?
Oh,
right?
I had totally forgotten about DVD regions. Do you remember? All right, so the two things about they mentioned on this about DVDs is regions, but also elsewhere, and they talk about. Do you remember having to deal with DVD minus R's and plus R's?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All the different formats.
It's one of those, you forget about that sort of thing. I haven't had to deal with DVD regions in so long because I play all my DVDs through VLC, which doesn't care at all. So yeah, totally have forgotten that about it. So that's all I wanted to mention about that was, hey, do you remember that? And so there you go.
Well, in this issue, iGo is running a pretty good discount on their, or I guess it's called the iGo. It's Rain Design, which is still around, I think, right? Your iMac's other half, this desk custom made for a G4 iMac, and
cool. It is an amazing looking. So it kind of plays off the curves of the top circle, and it almost kind of continues the arc for the back leg, and then it's got, and I can't tell from this picture if it's got two back legs or I would hope for stability it has two back legs that are at least close together, and then two front legs and a tray for your keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
I think this would have looked pretty good sitting and stare. I don't know how practical it is, but darn it, it looks nice. Yes,
They have a
and
sitting model,
as
too,
Ron puts
standing and sitting.
yeah, as Ron mentions, it's got a real War of the Worlds vibe to it. Absolutely.
Those long, skinny legs.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like the legs look
Hopefully it
really
doesn't die of a
similar.
virus, your G4. So
Yeah, they look really similar to the monitor mount. It's got that same tubular, whatever steel,
yeah,
whatever it
really
is.
like it.
Yeah, neat. And then I guess we're just going to go to the shutdown section, right? The last page. And
The last
you can
page, yeah.
see,
I need to turn this into a poster. You know, they always do the one very kind of funny thing at the end of the magazine, and this
yeah,
one is the secret behind the G5's extraordinary power, and it's got a G5 with the cover off, and there
yeah.
you go. There's your secret. It's a hamster wheel with a hamster watching a very tiny TV, which I think that's very nice.
Oh, I
That they
missed the
give it some
TV. It's
entertainment.
what TV is it watching? Something blues.
I cannot tell what.
It yeah, they're not just any hamsters. Those it's they're Siberian Uber hamsters.
Oh well, you know. Oh, and it's
And
watching the Beverly Hillbillies.
oh, that's what that is.
That is, yes. That's funny. Yes, I need to turn
Nice,
this into a poster for in here.
pretty cool. Yeah. All right. Well, that's a look back at December 2003 in Mac Addict magazine. You can download that issue and all the issues at archive.org. Boy, we yammered on long enough on that one, didn't we? Too much to talk about. Okay, we're gonna do some quick news. And yeah, remember DVD-Rs? And remember when they were very expensive?
Oh yeah,
Apple,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Apple had
Right.
iDVD, and they had their own Apple branded
Oh
DVD-Rs.
yeah.
And
What
I
it used to
gotta
be?
remember
What
they were
about
$10
$10 a
each.
piece?
Yeah,
At one point.
$10. And if you made a coaster,
Oh yeah,
that was back when $10 was a lot of money.
yeah.
I mean, it's still a lot of money now when it's useless, but I mean, it was even more money back then, right? And 20 years ago, when you're making, you know, the equivalent of like a $25 useless piece of plastic because you failed to whatever, you know.
Right.
But I always had good reliability. I made a lot of DVDs those days on my iMac.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I used to love doing. I used to digitize my MST3K tapes and then actually make DVD menus with trivia and stuff like that. It was kind of fun.
Okay, let me get this up here and go in 3, 2, 1. All right, it's time for the news. The folks over at RR Auction are at it again. They've secured some more rare Apple related items. This time they're selling another check. This one is a check from Apple Computer Company at 770 Welch Road, Suite 154, Palo Alto, California. I wonder where that is. I wonder what was at that address. And it's got the phone number there, and it's paid to the order of to Radio Shack on 23 July 1976 for the princely sum of $4.01, signed by none other than Stephen Jobs.
How is it? I mean, who kept this? I mean, it's not like the people at Radio Shack knew that Steve Jobs was going to be somebody someday. It doesn't look like this is a canceled check. Maybe it was a.
Yeah.
Where did this come from? Who had this? Why did they have this?
It almost
absolutely
looks too good to be true.
Right.
But
crazy.
Yeah, it is. That is a while. I mean, and these signed things, you know, Steve Jobs didn't sign a whole lot of anything. So this will go for a lot of money. It's already, what is it up to right now?
$22,444.
That's a lot more than the $4 that this check was written for.
Yeah.
This will end in a couple of days. So, gosh, that is really cool. I mean, there's so many questions, right? They were buying $4. Like, they had to write a check for $4 to Radio Shack.
Mm-hmm. What was he getting? I mean, was it
Parts, I
Apple?
guess,
I
for the
mean, from
Apple One parts or
going at the
something.
date, it's got to be Apple One parts, right?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. All right. Um, stumbled across this. It was not totally Mac related because it's PC games we're talking about, but it's this place site called DOSDeck.com. When you were playing your Mac back then, there were a lot of games that you didn't have access to. And so maybe you lusted after this or you found a way to play a lot of these games. But here they are through a web browser, courtesy of this DOSDeck. And it's got a number of popular games on here. Now, I haven't tried playing any of these. You can see the interface here. It's very slick. You can kind of scroll through here. Some of these games I actually played on my roommate's PC. But yeah, it's a whole. I guess it's an emulator, of course, running these images. I thought, wow, that's a really slick implementation. I would tempt fate here and just click one of these. But I'll probably hijack my screen and everything will down the tubes. All right. One more here. Let's go to this. This post is by Downtown Doug Brown. It's called How Apple Developers Reflashed Mac ROMs in the 90s. Well, Downtown Doug Brown started messing around with open firmware and ROMs and got a hold of this flash memory programming utility that was found on a prototype PowerBook 520 purchased in 2020.
Interesting.
So I guess you can go get it on Macintosh Garden, this little utility. And if you're savvy enough, like Downtown Doug Brown, you can actually put this to use. And so this website goes into great detail about how he was able to actually start taking ROM images and build and actually putting it to hardware so that you could then flash Macs with different ROMs and open firmware tweaks that they weren't accustomed to. Everything I said is about the limit. I may have said more than I know there, but this is really getting into the weeds here. You can see these photos about the little boards that he had to make here, so they were slot compatible with the Mac, and yeah, programming them. And I mean, it's some really cool stuff here. What do you think? Is that impressive? Does that impress you?
I think it is. Absolutely. Yeah.
And then there's a video here of doing a changing startup sounds of Macs and just trying, some simple little tricks just to show that you've succeeded. So go take a look. It's on DowntownDougBrown.com. And I think that's all we got for the news. So I'll stop it right there. And
you did have a video about
yeah, I decided not to show that one because it was a mess and it didn't really work.
Okay. All right then.
Yeah, there was a video of somebody that made a Hackintosh using a very tiny Intel-based computer, and there's a video of it, but there was no evidence that they actually got any Mac software running on it. They showed the hardware, whatever. After I watched the video, I realized, oh, it's not what it, or at least it didn't show what it said it did. Ron is saying this is the basis for all replacement ROM projects on the market right now. Satanic Mac Club, and KMac.
Okay.
Other projects ongoing. Oh wow, because that's a whole world out there. Okay, well, let's wrap it up. Let's outro here. And well, wait, I was going to look up something. What was the?
What you're gonna?
Yeah. But I got to remember what was the guy's website?
It is the website. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you sent it to me in a text.
I sent
Mac
it to
27,
you.
was it?
Is it just Mac 27?
Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Mac27.net.
Mac27.net. Okay.
Yes, Grant.
Grant. Oh, thank you. All right. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. All right. Well, that about wraps it up for another episode of the Retro MacCast. Next week, we are tentatively, I think it's going to happen if everything goes to plan, to have Grant of, what'd you say, Mac27.net?
Yep.
We talked about his collection last week.
Yeah. Just a really, really nicely done website. I was very impressed.
Yeah.
And you got
it's got a great
him.
collection, and even, I think, even more impressive website. And I reached out, and he said, "Yeah, I'll join you on the show." So we'll get to ask him more about how that all came together and what's he need? Where's he going from here? So that's next week, and then the week after that, of course, it'll be the big porcelain anniversary of RetroMacCast. 18 years.
18
RetroMac
years.
goodness. Thanks everybody for joining us in the chat. We do stream on Monday evenings at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. We settled into that time slot. We're doing pretty well for this time slot.
Yep.
At least for our demographic. Right.
Old people.
Right. RetroMac nerds.
Me.
All right. Until next week, remember, it's not old.
It's retro.
Okay. Good show, everybody. Yep. Well done, chat room.
Gray Hair Discoveries. Hello, right. Ron, awesome. Always good to see you. Joe, I'll call you later. So thanks everyone in the chat.
We went a little long today. I don't know. Am I sure?
Yeah, about an hour.
Whatever.
That's usually about.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's play us out. And thanks to our unofficial
Scarlet.
sponsor, Rogue Amiga, for not trashing the show, because they allow me to play music like this. That plays. Everything's good. Everything's stable. And we'll see everybody next week.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Retro MacCast with James and John. Email listener comments and questions to retromaccast@gmail.com or post comments on our website at www.retromaccast.com.